Well, hello. We're ready for our Q&A number 91. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First one is with April Williams, and she just says, have you shared your donut recipe? Yeah. And I'll post the DIY right here, and it'll show you how to do that. And they really are easy. They have the potatoes in them, so they're actually called spud nuts. And so I'll post that recipe there. And then Lisa, she just wants to know if I'm known for my donuts, and I am. Yeah, I'm called the Donut Lady around Halloween. So that's pretty nice. Okay, what's the next one?
Sherry Baby, her question is if she wants to know something about FLDS.
Says, I've learned that there is also FLDS. Is that considered to be part of Mormonism? People get that mixed up because it has the LDS in it. And it'd be nice if they changed their name.
They broke off from the Mormon Church, and there was a question about who would be the next prophet to lead the church.
Says, I was doing great learning what I set out to learn, but I'm confused now. Please explain it to me. Yeah, they broke off from the LDS church, and so they are not part of the. So if you hear FLDS, you know they're not part of the church. So that is confusing.
They're not considered Mormons. So
no, not at all. Yeah. Okay, right. Bonnie Harper, if you had a broken arm, if you had broken your arm when you fell out of the trash can, I can only imagine you explaining to the doctor. Yeah, I was stuffing the leaves in the can and almost fell, and she's just saying that'd been funny. See, I think they are pretty in the yard, the leaves, and I can totally understand why you rake them up. And people rake up. She wants to know why people rake their leaves up, and sometimes. They get in the backyard. They get kind of messy back there, and it's supposed to, it could kill your grass. So you got to kind of keep them cleaned up and stuff. So it's just to keep your yard. It's just basically to save your grass so it doesn't get smushed when the snow falls on it and stuff. And I like to chop up the leaves with some of the leftover ones. I'll chop up and put them in my garden.
Frank Malena. Hope Manda feels better. So awesome to help her sisters with the girls. They loved those mermaid tales. How are your brothers doing?
Yeah, my sister Sherry had me go over and show some of her young women that she teaches how to make the mermaid tales, and we really had a lot of fun. I'll post that video here of us of how to make the mermaid tales, and we actually had a lot of fun. And it was really easy. We had 7 or 9, I think we had 9 girls there. And we were able to get them all finished within the 2 hours. So, and we didn't have my fast sewing machine. And they were hopping around in them. They were having all kinds of fun with them. Okay. So that worked out really good.
I'm just going to summarize this. Bonnie Barber wants to know about the second coming, what we believe in it, and why we store food, and what we believe about the second coming.
Yeah, we believe it's coming.
Well, the second coming is something that all religions believe in. So it's in the Bible. There's lots of prophecies about it.
And she wants to know why we store food. And, well, you just see by all the disasters that happen around.
People will have a lot of destruction. There will be a lot of people that are not killed that maybe won't have water to drink and things like that.
Yeah, so with all the natural disasters and the man-made disasters that's been going on, it's just really handy to have you be prepared and have your food not depend on somebody else to bring it to you, and to have you be in your house, you know, for a week, even a week at a time. If you don't have your food and water.
So the storage is not necessarily an end of the world scenario. It's if let's say. Something happens in western United States and there's no water or no electricity, and who are you going to depend on? So you want to be able
Yeah.
to have a little bit of your own food.
Yeah, just don't depend on somebody else to help you out, and you never know what's going to happen. Like we've had our food storage for 40 years, and
We rotate it.
yeah, you keep it rotated. I treat it like a little mini grocery store, and I have a DIY on that, and I'll post that of how we do our food storage, and you just keep it rotated. You store what you use. Don't store something you're not going to use. And get your body used to wheat. If you've got wheat stored, how to make bread. It's just wise. It's just smart to not depend on others to keep your food around. And I think we live in a society where we can just run down to the grocery store and pick something up. So it's kind of a hard concept for us to think to store food. Think, well, just run down to the grocery store. A grocery store will empty out in less than 24 hours, and where the grocery stores get their food, that will empty out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That 2 weeks, that big store place is emptied out, and so just don't depend on somebody to come save you.
I remember years ago that might have been Johnny Carson or somebody. He made a joke about being out of toilet paper, and all the stores immediately were completely out of it.
They were, because he said, "Oh no, they don't have any toilet paper." Everybody panicked and ran and got toilet paper. And so it's just smart that you keep flashlights, lights, some way to stay warm, some way to keep fed and keep your water, and if you have animals, you keep food on hand for them, and it's just smart. Don't leave yourself up a creek, I guess you could say, on depending on someone else helping. What's that island that got hit really hard with the hurricane? They're still. This was 2 months ago. They still don't have electricity.
Haiti had a few earthquakes, but
yeah, and a lot more people die after a disaster than they do during one, because of the diseases and have a way to go to the bathroom, have a way to stay warm, have a way to take care of yourself.
Here in the winter,
because you won't get help.
In the wintertime here, it gets below freezing and can get 5 and 10 below 0 Fahrenheit. And for that reason, I wanted to have our coal and wood burning stove.
We can cook food on there.
We have probably 2-3 weeks in our little shed out back of coal and wood.
Yeah, and if you have a camper, that's handy. Boy, if you're out of electricity, you just go into your camper, and you have your little fridge in there, and your little, you have a way to survive in there.
Unless it's a trailer, trailer with the plants in it, then you can't. It'll be cold in the camper.
Yeah, But a way to stay warm, it'd be nice to have a camper for those of you that have an RV or whatever. But it's just the old tale of the grasshopper and the ant, of how the ants store the food and the grasshoppers don't, and little children's story of that. And you just make sure you're taken care of. If everybody was self-sufficient, just think how nice that would be. And you don't want to depend on government or someone to come save you, because in a disaster, it may take them a while to get to you. And just know how to take care of yourself and prepare for it. And to get our food storage, I use just $10 a week. And I just didn't buy potato chips or cookies or junk, stuff like that. And I would buy a bag of wheat. And it took me a good couple, 2-3 years to get my wheat, just the wheat stored up. And then the honey, and then the oil to make
And we have an electric
bread.
grinder for wheat, but we also have a hand grinder.
Yeah. And how are you going to survive if you don't have electricity? And just start thinking of ways to stay alive and survive during if you don't have electricity during a disaster. In Connecticut, where my sister-in-law is from, they would have ice storms up there, and they'd go 1 to 2 weeks without electricity. We went 24 hours once. That's the longest we've gone, and I about died. But we had a generator that we were working on, and
we do have a generator that runs on gasoline.
It runs on gasoline.
And it can run all the electricity in the whole house.
Find ways how to cook without electricity, or even solar. A lot of people are getting into solar, where the sunshine runs your electricity and stuff. So it's just something that you just want to look into, and it is connected a little, to when Jesus comes and when the I don't want to call it the end of the world. It's just the end of how we know the world now, I guess you could say. For those that are prepared, they won't be scared, and those that aren't prepared.
For those that read the Bible in the Old and New Testament, there are prophecies about the second coming, and even the Hebrews, the Jewish people, they believe in the second coming. And in fact, they thought when Jesus came the first time, the Jews said, "Oh no, he's going to come another time." They argued about it.
And so, we don't know how long we'd need food storage. Our church tells us to have at least a year's food storage. And
but you don't have cans, you have bulk food. You have rice and wheat, those are the two main ones. And then you have to have a way to get vitamin C, like a way of sprouting. And you have to find a way to getting water and water stored. That's harder.
Yeah, water is hard to store, but if you have a water purifier and stuff, so water purifier pills and that they drop in the water, and you can boil it, and just start kind of researching on what you could do to be self-sufficient. And yes, there are signs of the times, and I feel it is getting closer, and we do need to prepare. And if you are prepared, you will not fear. You won't be scared. So prepare for it and just be ready. And that now they have the freeze-drying stuff that lasts 25 years. That stuff's pretty awesome. I've started storing that up, just buying little packets.
How's that different than dried?
Freeze-dried only lasts a year.
Oh, I see.
Freeze-dried lasts 25 years. You can even freeze-dry ice cream. There'll be a disaster going on, and you're sitting there eating your ice cream. So look into it, and I can post a few links to below on what to do for that. But something, and a lot of people give for gifts. They give food storage. Say, what better gift could you give than some food storage for somebody? And that freeze-dried stuff is really, I think, really nice to go, especially if you're giving it as a gift. Spend $25 and get somebody a gift, food storage, and save their life maybe someday. But so that was a really good question, and I'm glad you asked it, because we need more self-sufficient people, and a little place to grow your garden and save seeds so that you could grow and be self-sufficient if you had to.
So you can be sprouting the seeds.
Well, the seeds you grow and then the seeds that you sprout, they're both different.
Because you can get vitamin C out of it. Can you use wheat sprouts for vitamin C?
Wheat. If you sprout wheat, you have a lot of vitamins, really a lot of vitamins. So just start looking online. Start finding stuff.
Our grandchildren are sprouting in there. You think, oh, sprouts. They just kept eating the sprouts. They love the taste of it.
Which reminds me, I need to sprout some more. I kind of get lazy. You get lazy.
No, they like it better than lettuce, tomatoes, avocados. They like sprouts.
Yeah. So just don't assume everything's going to be all right. Because if you've read what the second coming is going to be like, there's going to be a lot of, we're already seeing a lot of stuff going on. And don't run away afraid and just say, somebody help me. Just say, I'm going to just put on my big girl panties and I'm going to just learn what I need to do to be self-sufficient so that I can take care of my family. And maybe others that may come to you for help. I kind of dread it happening, but it is going to happen. There's nothing we can do to stop it. And Jesus is coming again. And he will rule the world.
Some people actually believe that you should have some method of self-defense, or maybe some kind of weapon in the house, and when people are trying to steal food and you need it for your family.
And see, we just don't know what's going to happen, but just all I can say is just learn how to be self-sufficient, take care of yourself, because
And your loved ones.
And your loved ones, yes. Like right now, it's just me and Papa O to take care of, but I have plenty of food for one of our children and their grandkids are here when something happens. I need to be able to take care of them too. So you just start getting prepared, and don't if you could just start today. Just start saving stuff. And like I have the little mini store, but I also have the freeze-dried stuff, and
see, I
can't stress enough about it.
Very few things in cans, because the nutrition is so low in cans.
But it's better than nothing. Better than nothing.
I'm saying, well, it's very expensive to save in cans.
I'm really starting to lean more towards this freeze-dried stuff. It's just amazing, and we didn't have that technology 40 years ago when I first started saving our food and stuff. But we don't rotate.
A freeze dryer, do we?
No, but I buy freeze-dried. It'd be nice if you could get a freeze dryer, but they're like $3,000. So we'll probably never get one of those unless you want to get together as a family and buy one and rotate it around and freeze dry your stuff. But I just can't stress enough to get prepared. Just don't depend on somebody to come save you. It probably won't happen. So, but that's what we know about food storage, about Jesus coming again, and I just feel like it's close. It's going to, I don't know, nobody knows when it is, but you can see the signs of the times. And okay,
signs of the times,
but don't be afraid.
Signs of the times basically means all the description in the book of Revelations of what will be happening on earth.
Yeah, it's right there in the Bible, so we believe that too. And it will be a happy day, because Jesus will be here to reign, and that means he'll be over the president of the world, I guess. I don't know. Jerusalem. Jerusalem. Okay, so we'll go ahead and close with a couple of quotes. We've taken up our time, but keep the questions coming. And let's see. I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot.
That's
but
good.
Together we can do great things.
Good.
And do you want to do one?
We read one in the beginning, two of them. Another one?
Mm-hmm.
Should I read the same one?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Let's see.
Yeah, we did that one, but we didn't cross it off.
Oh, okay. How about that one?
It is not how much we do, but how much love we put in the doing. It is not how much we give, but how much love we put in the giving.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what most people tend to say, somebody else will take care of that. Just don't expect somebody else to come along and help. And if they do, great, yay, but just remember that we are here to help each other, and be prepared to help others, but sometimes it's just too much to go along and help everybody. So that's why we need to be self-sufficient. So thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and keep the questions coming, and good night, everybody. Good night.